All right, boys, we're back. It's a Crypto Gains Club. I'm your boy Anon. We're all Anons, actually, but I am the Anon. It's really late right now, so I shouldn't be doing this, but I think this is a good time for me to just come up with an example of a short that I'm interested in. Now, it's going to be very small collateral, like $150, right? Number one, this is not financial advice. Number two, if someone is so inclined to want to place a trade or position, do not take L-theanine before you do that, as I have. Okay, so this is not serious. Okay, this goes to show you how not serious this is. I am very relaxed. I'm like kind of ready to go to sleep, and I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to record this quickly. So, dude, don't do what I do. All right, but really quickly, I went over to Fox, PHUX. I swapped, I don't know, like 7,000 pulse for like $300 and die. Cool. Come over here. All right, shows up, connected up. Right. Now you enter 150. Right. This is gonna be small. Nothing crazy. Right. If I lose this 150, I don't want to lose the 150. But if I lose it, I'm gonna be okay. All right. So that's how you have to look at this. This has to be money that you are completely comfortable with losing. So be prepared to evaluate based on that risk. So let's say I put in 150, right? You have to pick a stable coin to short something, right? Makes sense. If you do long, you have to have the asset that you want to long it, right? So if it's PLS and then I change it to PLS, it changes. You need the same asset. But when you short, you need the stables. So I have stables. I'm going to do 150. Okay. So that's as if, well, we got to depends on the leverage, right? Now, how much leverage do you use? It's a great question, right? Well, there's a couple ways to look at this. I'm going to go through a very basic introduction. I am not going to talk about triggers and limits on this tutorial, and this is exactly that. It's not financial advice. This is just a tutorial. Okay, so a very general way of looking at your liquidation price is like, okay, if this is going to be a short, right? So the downside is infinite, right? Great, we have no problem. But if the price pumps and you're at risk of being liquidated, at what price point, right? So like when I slide this slider, you see those numbers changing. The further it goes out, the tighter the range, right? The smaller the number, meaning the closer it is to the market price right now. So you want to, if you have more leverage, you give yourself smaller wiggle room. You're also taking on more fees. So consider that as well. Because as soon as you place this position, you have opening and closing fees that you're going to have to pay. So you're at, and based on what those fees are and what your initial position is, you're already at a loss technically, right? So you got to factor those things into all of this. Now, it's really nice because you can click this right here and it says chart position. It'll have a little dotted line for where you started. And if you come up here and you go into your settings, you can display profit loss after fees, include profit loss and leverage display, right? Like click those and save it, right? Those things help you see it, but you have to have that knowledge ahead of time before you place these positions. And if you don't have that knowledge, then just use very, very, very small amounts. Amounts that if you lose it, you're not going to be like upset or anything. Okay? So, back to this. The price is showing at 4042931, right? And I think I'm just going to short it. And at what price point, I would say, do I think this trade is no good? At what price point, if I lost all this money, I'd be like, all right, damn, too late. Well, this is off screen because I have a chart pulled up. I'm not a TA guy. I don't know TA. Okay. I'm a LARP. I'm LARPing when it comes to TA. But let's just pick a number. I don't know. What does it look like? Give myself some wiggle room. Let's say if it gets to 404474. I don't know. Okay. Whoa, I didn't even plan that. It was like exactly at that number. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm not even going to move this slide around. It is fate. It's meant to be. Okay. The sleep 8 gods want me to go to sleep. If you don't know what is it sleep 8 or 8 sleep? I always get that mixed up. But if you don't know what that is, look it up. You're going to get amazing sleep. Along with your L-theanine. Anyway, back to this. God damn it. All right, so the leverage is actually already set, right? So this is, at this price, I'm completely comfortable with losing that $150, right? So that's why I've chosen this amount of leverage. Now, that's actually a lot, like 16.1. But if you don't think of the leverage in terms of the X's and you think of what is your risk that you're comfortable with in terms of your liquidation price and what is a price that you think is reasonable, as something that you could hit and still earn a profit, right? So this is a short, so I want the price to go down, and you need to evaluate once, like how far does it need to go down for you to be in profit and for you to be comfortable with that amount of profit, enough that you're willing to even take on this risk to begin with. And then also if it doesn't, the price doesn't go down and it pumps and you're about to get liquidated, at what price are you comfortable getting liquidated? So that $150, I'm comfortable with getting liquidated at 4479. All right. Actually, I had said, I mean, we're going to leave it there just because that's where it fell, but I had said 4474. That's close enough. Close enough. Give myself a little bit of wiggle room. That's fine. So, again, you have fees, right? And so this is, I'm going to slide it just to show you. The more leverage you take on, the more fees you got to pay. So you got to be aware of that. And the more fees you pay, you start off at a loss, right? So you got to factor all those things in. Okay, so anyway. Come over here. You couldn't see that, I don't think, but I just approved the transaction. It's enabling the leverage, so it's going to show up right here. Soon as the validators validate. Mute. Any data. View status. Pending. It is pending. So I've noticed that this sometimes takes a little longer for it to go through. I don't know if there's some reason why. Maybe I just don't pick speed fast enough. Maybe I should speed it up. I did notice the Godwill's been adding a lot of validators, so not that it should change the speed of there it is. It went through. I have confirmation. I got the little notification. Okay, so it's going to show up here. Oh, no. I only did that to approve. Okay, I got to approve the transactions. I forgot this is a brand new wallet for me. Yeah. Okay. So you have to do a couple confirmations, right? You got to approve that you're doing the leverage trades, I guess, and then you got to approve the token that you're using. If you're using these protocols, you should be kind of familiar with crypto to start, right? And this is probably not where I would jump into as a newbie, but I don't know. Hey, you do you. Okay. So now it says I can short PLS. Right. Okay, so when it does that, it comes up with some of this information. It tells you just the things that you already saw on that screen right there. Yeah, just the same stuff. Allowed slippage. You can change that in the settings. Up to 1%, you can click that right here. But I think we don't have high volatility right now, so it's okay. Wow, there it is. Let's see. See, it's right there. It is open, and you will see that it will show that I'm in the negative from the start because, like I said, you had to pay the fees, and I have the settings set to show me. There it is. I am already down 9.62%. Whoo! No worries. See, I already knew that. So, I'm just being dramatic. I already knew that. That's fine. I'd put up 150, but it's at 143, right? I paid the opening fee. Got to pay the closing fee when I go to close this. Now, there's these three things right here. We'll talk about share first. It comes up with a card. You could tweet this out. You can, I mean, I don't think anybody wants to talk smack when they're down, right? But you could if you want to. If you're that confident, go for it. Now you have to do this while your trade is open, because after your trade closes, that card is going to disappear. And on that card, let's pull it up again. It says that that I went short. I went short 16x on PLS. Right? It gives me all the information. It tells me entry price and the index price. That's the same. What does it mean by index? I don't know. That's a question I should ask somebody else. I don't know the answer to that because it's the same price. Maybe, is that? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I need sleep. So I have this set. Now, if I don't do anything with it, it's not going to close on its own. So you do need to close it manually by yourself. Now, there's two ways to do that. One, whenever you see yourself in profit, you can go do that. Or you can come over here, right? You can click on close, and you can do the market one where you set how much you want to do. You don't have to do the full amount. You don't have to do the full amount, right? But you can do a market, and let's say you only do 1,000 out of the $2,300 worth. Then you can see, what do I want to show you? Okay, leverage is still, okay. So leverage doesn't change, but okay, so it's just like, yeah, I mean, if you're reducing the size and if it's not the full amount, your collateral is going to change. So those numbers just change. Sorry, I'm never really stared at this too much. So yeah, I mean, if I take out 1,000 out of the 2,300, then my collateral goes down to 80, right? The size of the overall position goes down as well, right? Taking out that much. Okay, but we're not going to do that, right? So we're going to come over here. The other thing you can do, market, generally for me, the way I'm going to use it is if I do market, I'm just doing the whole thing all at once. But if I do trigger, right, because like I don't want to sit at my computer and stare at it all day, a trigger will execute on its own when the price reaches a certain point. Now this can be, even if you're in the negative, right, before you get liquidated. So if I put on 150 collateral and if it's at like 75, if I'm in the hole for $75 and I'm just like, you know what, I want to cut my losses, I can have a trigger set up for that. If I'm in profit by like, I don't know, 20%, and I'm like, whoa, this is great, I can already figure out what that 20% profit would look like and enter that price and say, hey, I want this to execute. So you can set up both. You can set it up for both sides. You can set it up for the before you get liquidated, and then you can set it up for when you're in profit. So, and then you also have the choice of however much you want to do that. Maybe not the whole thing. Maybe, the price is dipping, and so your short is in profit, and then you sell half of it after it gets to 15%, and then you want to sell the other half at 30% or something, right? You have those kind of options to play with. I'm rubbing my eyes, so it tells you I'm pretty tired. Anyway, yeah, what price? We would do max. And what price? Let's just do this for if we're in profit. Now, if we're in profit, I think I looked at it. I'd be happy with, what is that? That's good. Let's do 41, 47. Let's do 41, 47. Yeah, we can do that. 41, 52. Yeah, we can do that. 41, 52. So, point 0.0000 41, 52. So we did the max, right? And we're going to enable this order. Right, so this just explains that some of the bottom's getting cut off. I didn't realize that. I got to find a way to fix how some of the bottom gets cut off. But basically, if there isn't enough liquidity, then it's not going to execute. If the price is just wicking there, then it's not going to execute. It has to sustain that level, right? Because there's a time-weighted average for these prices, since this is not, you're not making, these are not spot trades. These are player versus player. You're using an oracle to pull these price feeds, so they have a time-weighted average, so that you can't just, see the price move really quickly and then go and screw somebody over, something like that. Yeah. Oh, well, I've already accepted this before, so I'm okay with that. You can read through it. You need to do that at your own risk. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, damn. I didn't realize it's been cutting off. Maybe I should. Let's see. Huh. No, I don't think that helped very much. So now we wait for the transaction to go through. It's still pending. I need to adjust the gas settings manually, so that, because this is a new account for me, I normally don't have to deal with this, because I just, I'll pay a little extra to get pushed to the front of the line. Come on, it shouldn't take this long. This is actually one thing, I'm not gonna lie, that I like about Arbitrum is like, bam. Oh crap, what? That did not go through because I didn't fudge it. Fuck. I guess I had to approve the fact that the orders, okay. Again, this is all my first time using it, so. But I guess this is a learning opportunity for you guys as well. So 4.2, fuck, what was the price? 41.52. Alright, so you saw when I started this off, I was at like 9%. Now I'm at 8%, so it's getting better. I needed to dip more. Okay, so the order went through after a few transactions just to approve some stuff. No big deal. And here it is. So when it hits that price that we had set, it will execute. And if it doesn't hit it, it will just stay there. Now, remember, I didn't talk about this, but you also pay an hourly fee. So it's kind of like if you had a mortgage on a house, you know, you have some opening costs, but you also have your monthly mortgage. It's kind of like that. But this is like an hourly percent of the assets borrowed divided by total assets times 0.01%. 0.01%. Okay, so that's really small because 0.01% is not much. Yeah, I mean, okay, so it's not bad, right? I can imagine you could probably keep a position open for like a couple days for just like a couple bucks or something. It's probably not that much. So, there we go. And we'll check back in on the next video and see how it was. All right. Peace.